Well, hello. So, Amber, it's so great to have you here. I am Tina Kadish. I am joined here today with Amber Ingram. Hope I pronounced it right. And she just recently joined our Inner Circle community, the Aspiring Female Entrepreneurs. And what we do to really share more about our members is like create more visibility on who they are, what they do, and how, us as a community, we can help each other. And so the community, Aspiring Female Entrepreneurs, is all for women like yourself, Amber, that are in a space where they're working their 9 to 5 and they're also trying to build a business. And we are juggling multiple hats, right?
Yeah.
And and it's a challenge, right? I mean, would you agree?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yes, it is. So Amber's business is called Flawless by Creation, and she calls herself Culture Morphologist. And I hope I pronounced that right. However, I would love for you, Amber, to tell me a little bit what that means. How did you get started? And just share your journey a little bit. And we're gonna, go back and forth. And I want the audience to get to know you. Take
Yeah,
it
for
away.
sure. So culture morphologist really came from a lot of research and look into kind of what I wanted to do. And I've wanted to do this for, I don't know, 10 some years now. I went to college, wanted to go for psychology, and I found out what I wanted to do, IO psychology. Takes about 10 years of college, and I'm like, I think I'm good. So I
I
went a
think
different
I was there
route.
myself. I had wanted to go in that direction, and I said, "Nah, I don't want to do all that schooling."
Exactly. So it's just kind of naturally evolved, through my own experience and finding my way in the world, in corporate America and doing all the things. Coming from a coaching background, figured out like I really want to coach around workplace culture,
Mm,
and the way that we all interact with each other and the way that emotions and vibes and all that stuff go. It's not just um, fancy slogans or posters on the wall like you can do it. Cool. That's not really fully culture. So what I do is I study the morphology of it. Morphology actually means like the form or the shape of something.
mm.
So I'm looking at more of the intricacies of culture and I'm trying to put that into words for everyone so that really they can make their culture and their business or their company flourish,
Mm.
instead of feeling stalled or kind of like stale, I guess. You've heard of toxic workplaces. I've
Yes,
been in several throughout my whole life.
yes, me too.
I'm in one of the better ones I've been in for a long time, so I'm not mad right now or anything, but I do think there's always room for improvement. So for me, culture morphology is taking a look at the systems that exist within businesses and how to improve them, how to make them flow even better, how to make it the best workplace you possibly can from the leadership angle down.
Mm.
So it's not just be nice to your coworkers or, don't say negative things. Those are obvious, but I take a look at the leadership and I'm just like, okay, what are your shadows? What are your trauma? What's the way you're built to work?
Mm.
And where is that creating a divide between the culture you're trying to create and who you are?
I
So
love that.
that's where I come into the picture.
I love that. And having been in the corporate world myself, and I got to say, the toxic relationships, the toxic leadership, and it begins from the top. We always say the culture of a company really does begin at the top, and how they really, embody that culture. I always tell my clients that are in a job, like you want to get a job, if you want to get a job, align your values with the culture of the company. And a company culture is so important. So I love the fact that you come in with helping them with the culture. And do you come in from an education, but also bringing to their attention what's wrong and then helping them to fix the problem as well?
I would say it's not a formal education, it's more experience. But what I do bring to the table is a lot of different systems. So I have a very spiritual background. So I take a look at human design, gene keys,
Yeah.
all the things that are spiritual, as well as Enneagram, um, what's the other one? Myers-Briggs, a whole bunch of those personality ones. It brings everything together, kind
Okay.
of creates like a little um, I want to say, a grid of how everything works together so that
Mm,
you can start to understand yourself and the way that you work and the way that you affect culture around you. So, really, we take a look at all of these systems to make something that isn't a one size fits all. It's actually extremely focused on individuals within the system
I love
because
that.
the individuals are what make it tick, you know?
Exactly, exactly. So I love that you come from an individual. So would you so share a little bit about who would be your perfect audience that you come in? I mean, you work with business owners, you work with big companies. Who do you work for? With, I should say.
Eventually everyone. Right now I'm focusing on the boutique businesses, so people that own a company or within a company in a leadership role, um, that have maybe I would say 7 to 100 people, 200 max. But
Okay.
eventually, after some case studies and getting some other people trained under me to do what I do, working with those bigger companies to kind of affect the way businesses work in the world and help to shape the world culture. And maybe someday my goal is to create world peace. So I
I
know that's
love
a huge
that.
thing, but
I love
it's a
that.
vision.
Wouldn't it be beautiful if there was world peace?
Yeah, and businesses can create that. The whole thing is that world culture is created by business interactions. It's not like I'm walking over to China and China's walking over to me and we're talking and making a world culture. It's businesses that are doing all of that, right? So if we can affect the businesses, change them fundamentally, work with those leaders to make things more peaceful, both in their life and their company, the
Mm,
entire world would just be happier. Then far less issues with greed and power struggle and all these things because you're doing the inner work, right? So we've got to really affect those leaders at the higher level. Some of that is just going to come through that inner reflection that
mm.
comes with culture morphology.
And you know what I love also is the fact that you have the background in human design, the spiritual aspect. So you're not just from the outside, the strategy. You come in, you identify the problem, and then you just fix it through strategies, and you come up with solutions. But the fact that you're coming from a spiritual perspective and you are helping them to do the deeper work. I love
Yeah,
that.
and I'm very much a pattern finder too. So I look for patterns. I'm not just looking
Mm,
at, oh, this is what's in front of me. I'm looking at over time, what's
yes.
happened, what's changed, what's changing, what needs to change. There's so many patterns you can see and
Yes.
can be a
Yes.
difficult skill to develop. A lot of people are very in the moment, which is perfectly fine. I'm not. That's not my strength. My strength is the patterns. So the more patterns I can see with these leaders, with their companies, and what they're doing, the way the culture is shifting, that's all
Mhm.
patterns. And it just happens to be my gift.
I love that you said patterns because I'm a pattern person too. I look at patterns. Why did this change now? Like what happened? What caused this situation that is happening in your company? 2 years ago it was fine, or maybe a month ago was fine, but what changed in that time? So I love that you look at overall, not just right now. I love that. So Amber, how can people connect with you, your website, or I know you're on Facebook. How can people connect with you to learn more about you?
Yep, right now Facebook is great. I also have a website. You can just find me at amberingram.com. You can always send me a message through there.
Awesome. I love that. So, as I mentioned, Amber is in our community. She just joined the Aspiring Female Entrepreneurs community. We meet every Tuesday night. And if you want to join, you want to come as a guest, feel free to come on Tuesday nights. We are all about helping you build your business. And we have a great boutique-ish type of community. And that's what I'd like to keep it at for now. I want to grow it. However, right now we have 10 wonderful women and I'm looking to grow it a little bit, but I want to keep it boutique-ish instead of that big type of networking. And it's really not networking, it's really a business building community. So thank you, Amber, so much. And I will be sharing this out to on social media platforms. All right, have a great day, Amber. Thank you so much. And I am so excited to have
Yeah.
you.